Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of MacGyver's Workshop, and we're actually back to MacGyver's Workshop. So we're in the house for the most part, and we are so probably for months we'll have random boxes to be unpacked and that sort of thing, but now we're going to start getting back to working in the workshop. I have work backed up there that I have to get out. Of course, our own vehicles need work, and I got two other ones waiting to be serviced. Folks have been wonderfully patient to wait until we got the house finished, and I hate looking into my workshop because I know it's a disaster. It has been so neglected and been a catch-all for everything during the whole project, but first step will be to see how bad it is and get it cleaned up. So anyway, I got a good video in store for you today. We're going to be looking at my backup car, the Hoopty, which is our 96 Grand Marquis. It going to need some front end attention. So that's what we'll be playing with today if we ever get the garage or the workshop cleaned out. So stay tuned. So this is terrible. My poor workshop has just been a catch-all for everything during the project, and I'm ashamed of myself for letting it get so messy. But the priority was the house, but we're going to clean this all up and get ready, and we're going to start working on some cars. So stay tuned. There now. That's a bit better. You got some room to breathe in here a little bit. So, alright, well, now that we got that out of the way, let's go take the Hoopty for a ride, and we'll see what we're going to be diagnosing today. Okay, so, well, we got the car warming up here. The first noise you'll hear is when you move the steering wheel back and forth. Don't know how well it'll show up on the camera here, but if you listen to it, you'll hear a little clunk. You hear that dunkin', dunkin'. Anyway, that's one. Then pretty good clunking and clanking going on in the front end here. Let's see if it'll do it. Did a little bit there. You hear that? Well, there's two distinct noises, one coming from the right and one coming from the left. So that's what we're after. So let's get her in the shop and get her up in the air and see what's going on under there. Hey, Tammy mowing on the tractor. Oh, there's a good one. Got a good listen to it there. Okay, so now we're back from the parts store and we've got all our parts, and I went ahead and rented the Pitman arm puller because that's one of the few tools that I don't actually have, or actually I have one but it's too big. It's more for trucks, so let's have a look, see what all we got here. Okay, so we have our two sway bar end links, and that'll get rid of that clanking and clunking sound that we're hearing under the front end as I'm going down the driveway. And then this is the Pitman arm, and that is what was giving us the free play in the steering wheel and getting that little clunk when you jerk the wheel back and forth sitting still. And that's this ball joint right here is what's loose on the car now. So when you get your parts, then you usually have to, when you open them up, you have to install the grease fittings, which I've already done here on the two sway bar end links and the Pitman arm, which is right here. And before I go to put them in, then I'll give them a little extra shot of grease. You can see they have some grease in them, but we'll give it a little extra shot of grease there. So let's get the camera set up here to where you can see what I'm doing, and I'll get some light under here so you can see better. I'll have to take I'll take this cover down out of the way, and we'll start with the Pitman arm first, and get that done, and then we'll move out and to do the sway bar end links. I'm going to go ahead and replace them both as a pair. Just the one broke on the passenger side over there, but I'm sure this one's not far behind it. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start by taking these two off of here. Alright. That off of there. Oopsie. These are just 7/16 bolts and nuts there. Whatever was there originally went bye-bye, so I had to fix it. I just put something in there from what I had laying around in the tool bin. And these are 5/16 or like 7 or 8 millimeters, whatever the equivalent is, but 5/16 works. Butterfly impact is your friend. Makes it go much quicker. There we go. And of course we have one little push davit right here. We'll have to get out of there. And let's see, usually the best way to get one of those out use a trim popper, at least to get underneath it, but usually you got to dig it out with something. Never want to cooperate. nose will get in there good enough to pop that bad boy out of there. And that gets our little splash shield out of the way. You'll remember the last time we were working on this thing, I had to fix the oil filter housing where it had a slight oil leak. That's holding up really good. No leaks there. That's really nice. We're going to have to charge our air conditioner up a bit too. And alright. Now we'll have to drop our center link here off of the pitman arm, and then we'll work on getting that pitman arm off of there. You got to take your little cotter key off of here. Put a cotter key in here to make sure that that bolt or that nut doesn't come loose. If you lose this one, you'll go careening off in the ditch, because this is the most important link right here, because if you lose that, you lose all control of both front wheels. So you can see that's pretty sloppy. And of course, I have no excuse whatsoever. I should be taking better care of my vehicles. This is a 19mm, by the way, or 3/4 in America. Alright, now we'll pop that little puppy off of there. And if you smack that link right there really good, and you probably can't see it too well in there, I'm looking here in the viewfinder, but it'll usually pop it right loose. So let's see how we can do with that. We're not worried about saving it, because that's all part of the pitman arm that's going to be replaced. So. She's in there good. There we go. Alright, bust this puppy loose. You can see there's a pretty good sized nut holding that pitman arm on there with a big old lock washer. What I'll do here is I'm going to reorient the camera a little bit, maybe get a better look at this.